What's happening, brother? See you in here. I'm give it a few more minutes just for a few folks to hop in here, and we'll get rolling here on this live feed. So bear with me here just a sec. Over at a buddy's place right now, so that way hopefully my internet and all don't drop out this time like it did on the last live feed 3 times. We'll get started here in just a second. Give a few people time here to log in. Tim, hey, appreciate you, brother. Oh, good to know the quality's a little bit better. Better than the last one, yeah. Let's see here. Got a tablet going, I've got my phone going, I got a screen, whole TV screen up here. Try to watch some of this chat as well here. Donnie, hey, appreciate you, brother, appreciate you. Let's see here. What we got in here? 7 here. Robin. Hey, good to see you in here, brother. There we go. Got the chat pulled up here. Denver, appreciate you, brother. So we're gonna be doing things a little bit different here, guys. A force cam, they are here with us. They are in the chat with us here. Just some technical stuff going on as far as putting everything side by side with you guys. So we had a few things. We're gonna open it up to questions here in just a little bit, but we do want to get as far as a few things out of the way. If you guys are new to the channel, I appreciate you guys for tuning in here. This has kind of been a long time waiting and coming here. So we have teamed up with Force Cam, as a lot of people know, here over the past couple months. And they have provided us with a really nice bore kit and all. So we're going to talk about a few things on what they offer. They're here in the chat to help answer a lot of questions for you guys as well. I've gotten a lot of questions. I know they've gotten a lot of questions as far as through the email and the links and stuff that we've set up for you guys. So we do have a few things that we will cover here first that is probably going to check a lot of these boxes off for you guys. Some of you guys here in the chat, I know you guys are already running some of their stuff, so that's awesome. But to get started here, we did already, since ForceCam isn't side by side with us on the video, we did end up asking them a few questions here to get started. We asked them things for a reason here to help you guys out. We know a lot of these answers, but I am going to read essentially a lot of their answers and all as you guys are asking them and as we're asking them here. So the first few, they do know the questions as well. This is going to be for a lot of your guys' knowledge. Just to kind of get that introduction with these guys. So for starting, for a lot of the folks that are just tuning into the channel, they're new to a lot of things as far as also ForceCam themselves, as far as who they are. I will like to open this up as far as ForceCam, just for to get a little bit of background on ForceCam. What is ForceCam for the ones that don't exactly know what ForceCam is, what they're about, and how they kind of help this 230, 250F community out. So I'm going to open this up here to ForceCam. I know they're going to end up posting a lot of this stuff in the chat as well. So while they're doing that for you guys to end up reading through this, I will go ahead and also introduce them from the answers that I have gotten already for these first few, just to kind of knock them out of the way. So straight from them, let's see here. Bear with me here. All right. So hey everybody, firstly, very happy to be here, invited for this live feed. I'd like to thank Justin for the great work he's done on spreading our brand and products in the US regarding the CRF 250F communities, and taking his time to reach out, explain, and help people sort things out. Sorry for not being able to be live side by side with you, Justin. No problem at all, brother. As for now, I don't have the webcam, and of course the technical difficulties were already mentioned. But as far as ForceCam, was founded by his father more than 10 years ago. His father has always been involved in performance engine developments for racing since he was a teenager. He's collected several titles in many different categories, such as cars, bikes, and even boat racing. So he had founded this small company in size, but certainly big as far as their race passion. So just for giving you guys kind of that heads up on exactly their background. They've obviously got a pretty strong background as far as the racing industry goes, and these 250Fs. They've been around for a good little bit, and you can also see, as far as if you've checked out their Facebook and things like that, that they have also been working on these 250Fs since they came out. So they started with the 230F and the 250F. So another big question we had for ForceCam is are the bikes that you offer parts, kits, etc., mainly just for the 230F and for the 250F Hondas? So from ForceCam here, I know they're still monitoring this just to make sure I don't butcher any of these answers, because I'm going to read through a lot of this stuff, and then we're going to open it up to you guys to hit this stuff. That's why they're here to answer and help us out. So as far as that question, are the kits, parts, and performance mainly for the 230 and 250F? Yes. As a small company, they offer parts for the CRF 250F and 250F. We are both the biggest off-road market in Brazil by far. Important to bring up, we only focus on engine performance parts, not your common stock parts, such as accessories, covers, plastics, etc. So that's a big one for you guys too. There's a lot of companies out there that focus on things such as your skid plates, your protection, and things like that. And they focus on a lot of things just performance related. Same thing with this channel. Okay, got into this channel for just breaking out the 250F, getting you guys cost-friendly mods and all. Haven't done anything real big with like the suspension and all. So I've geared towards the performance side of things now. So they're along that same exact line. You're not going to see me running a bunch of protection stuff or the the fancy add-ons that you can buy. There's no problem with it, but yeah, that's what they focus on here as well. Next, let's chat a little bit about as far as the kits themselves that they do offer. This is going to pique a lot of people's interest here. This is what we've gotten a lot of questions on, is the kits that they offer. They offer the 275, 310, the 360 bore kit. Who are these kits mostly suited for, and what kind of gains can somebody expect, especially with all the options that they have, such as rally and race camshafts to go along with these kits? All right, so these answers directly from them. This one, hang on tight, because this is what a lot of you guys are gonna wanna know. I've gotten asked this actually probably 3 times just this week since Monday. So, good one. I think it's the question I've been asked most so far. We like to offer our customers step options. Like our clients are buying horsepower per se, and as such, they choose the amount they would like to have as far as the engine character they most like. You know, a smoother engine response, which would be your rally camshaft, okay? And then your more aggressive, your explosive engine response, which is your race camshaft option. I know you asked me about big bore kits, but starting with the stock piston, that we also offer options for increase in power. So we can cover since entry-level kits up to insane power kits for the bike. The stock bike comes with around 22 horsepower measured in the wheel, but calculated at the crank. This is the most common method to be in line with how Honda measures it out. So, building up from there, you have the following choices. All right, guys, here's where it's gonna break it down, okay? We're gonna break it down as far as your horsepower levels as well for these. So, and this will be posted too. So if you guys need to go back through, rewatch this, wanna see some of the options, you're absolutely more than welcome to. So you have, as far as no engine parts, just a tuner, the airbox mod, and their exhaust system, which we'll get into these a little bit in just a few minutes. You have 25 horsepower. With the tuner, the exhaust, the airbox mod, and the rally camshaft, you are looking at 27 horsepower. 28 horsepower with good torque, good power, and low to mid ranges with a 275 kit with a rally camshaft, okay? 30 horsepower with very good torque, very good power, and medium to high ranges with the 275 race camshaft. And I can attest to that, not to cut anything off from what's being said, but that is the kit that I currently run, is the 30 horsepower, the 275 with the race camshaft. And y'all, this video is not about that. We'll have a separate one for that, but the thing's an absolute monster. So I will attest to that. Now, you also have 30 horsepower as well with high torque and very good power in your low to medium ranges with the 310 kit running a rally camshaft, okay? So there's a difference there between your 275 race. Yes, that is a 30 horsepower, but it is your medium to high range power. Your 30 horsepower on the 310 kit is with the rally camshaft, but that is gonna be a lot of your low and mid-ranged power, okay? So your 32 horsepower. Now we're getting into things that are very, very competitive with the 250R and the RX. 32 horsepower with pretty high torque and really good power response in your medium to high ranges is going to be your 310 kit with the race cam. And force cam, you guys can correct me on that, but if I'm not mistaken, a 310 with that race camshaft would be pretty neck and neck, I would say, with a 250R. If not, probably a little more power than that. I'm sure you guys can comment in here and attest to that, just from what we've seen. Now you get into something a little bit more explosive, and that is 35 to 36 horsepower range with a significant amount of torque, aggressive power response in your medium to high range is your 310 kit with the race cam and their ported head and valves, okay? So, finally, 38 to 39 horsepower. Don't even need to really call out the amount of torque and the aggressive power response in your medium to high end range, and that is your 360cc kit with the race camshaft as well as the ported head and valves. Yep, very, very good. Appreciate that. Yep, important to mention, Force Cam just put that from the 25 horsepower and further, the tuner, airbox mod, and exhaust are all needed, in which we are actually going to end up covering that a little bit more, as I've gotten some questions on that before as well, of people pretty much thinking I'm absolutely crazy for how that airbox mod. We'll get into that in a minute because it's a lot different than what people in the US here are used to. So that's essentially the breakdown on your kits and what they offer. Obviously, you've got what, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, about 9, 10 different horsepower ranges. Because that 360 with the race cam, the ported head, and the valves, that's running 38 to 39 horsepower. That's just absolutely explosive. I mean, that's insane. Next question we asked them was, so you also offer a worked head as well. Can you go into a little bit more description on exactly a worked head and what that entails and what someone can expect to gain from it, what the kit is, and why it's important, for what head that you need to, pair it up with for what kits. So our response, sure thing. Yes, we offer a worked head and valves, but for now, only brand new. In the past, my father had used to work on clients' head and valves, but has quit this service and will only offer more worked heads as he's reaching nearly 70 years old and getting tired. Can completely understand that. The work done consists of porting the ducts, removing imperfections, and opening up more space without exaggerating, just in a right dimension needed. Now, something here is about to actually blow a lot of people's minds, as when some people think ported head, they're opening bigger valves. This next part is for you. If you know somebody like this, go ahead, they're going to want to end up hearing this as well. So, working the valves by making them smaller, not bigger. Think of it as more of a water drop format, as water drops are one of the most aerodynamic things in nature. By the way, we see plenty of guys going for bigger valves. Well, in the vast majority of cases, that won't work for this head, and you will actually lose power. In order to increase performance in a combustion engine, you have to increase volumetric efficiency. And I'm telling you guys right now, I'm going to pause here for a second. I know I don't want this to sound like I'm reading a report essentially, but this is important as we have seen some folks that are trying to do bigger valves. This is really going to answer a lot of those questions that they do have. And it's going to break it down. Some of this stuff, I'm not going to lie, they're way smarter than anything I could probably ever imagine. So a lot of this stuff, man, when I first heard it, I'm like, way over my head. But I do understand it in the slightest bit. So, in fact, fluid dynamics are one of the most difficult sciences to learn. Fluids are crazy and like to be unpredictable depending on their flowing velocity. When you set up bigger valves with the CRF 250F, you actually are not going to have a bigger intake area, because this area is not a two-dimensional area, but a three-dimensional area. Intake area is then all of the area that circles the valves opened and not only the hole the valve is sitting in. So that's very important to know. With a bigger valve, you have its edges almost touching the walls in the chamber. And so you're squeezing the passage, just for that flow. This generates the turbulence that actually works against the intaking air, causing a performance loss in high revs. But not just only that, all right? Bigger valves are heavier, and with the CRF 250F valve springs, they're not made to suit any more grams as far as your weight is concerned, increasing. Even just a 1 gram difference can cause valves floating at high revs. And floating valves also contribute to your performance loss and raises the risk for engine failures, the valve hitting the top of the piston head. So that's why they make their valves smaller and not bigger. But not only that, they also apply a specific work on the combustion chamber in order to open more space around the valve seats to avoid these turbulences as much as possible. Then with a good ported head and your worked valves, you can gain a lot more power, which is up to a 3.5 horsepower or even more increase. So that's the difference in your power increases the bigger the bore you go for. Pause there because that was a ton of information. And I know some people are probably scratching their heads and wondering what in the world did he all just say right there? And that is perfectly fine. Because when I read it first, I had to read it multiple times. I do completely understand exactly what they're saying. I've seen their dyno sheets, and it is no joke. So when you do see things like people trying to go bigger valves and all that, this does kind of explain it pretty well. And this is, again, just as far as an introduction, these guys know their stuff, all right? This is not, no offense, but you're not looking at getting on eBay or Amazon and getting, a Chinese kit from somewhere, okay? This ForceCam has done their research for years. They have put this to the test. I've put it to the test even. I wouldn't be sitting here today if I didn't stand behind something. And these guys absolutely stand behind them 210% of the way, as do a lot of folks that have already gotten their ECU. Even just an ECU, y'all, it does make a difference. You'd be surprised. Which brings me to our next question for them. Now, we have 8 questions and we're gonna open it up, all right? This is number 5, so bear with us here. Be getting your questions ready. If I start answering them, scratch them off, or if you want a little bit more elaboration, they'll be glad to answer that as far as in the chat, and I'll reiterate it out for everybody. So number 5, I asked them, let's dive into what I think has also been a hot item lately, which is the Athlon full ECU that you offer. What are the huge benefits of running this versus the stock ECU, okay? This is a big one. It's not anywhere near as far as in depth as far as a worked head, but this is a big one as far as your guys' mods are concerned, okay? Because there is nobody out there, I'll go ahead and say this, there is nobody out there that makes a fully programmable, a fully tunable ECU out there. EJK, that's not a tuner. All you can do is either take away or give it maybe just a little bit more fuel. Does nothing else for the bike, nothing. So let's go ahead and dive into their response real quick. So, well, I've already stated this is a must-have item on your bike. It is the basis for the coming upgrades that you are planning on. And I'm not talking about only an air-fuel ratio, an AFR correction, EJK, okay? But also a lot of new features the Athlon ECU can bring to the scene. The stock ECU is very restricted on this bike. You can't do anything with it all. It's true, it is capable of doing some very minor adjustments, like you can install your exhaust and the stock ECU will find a way to approximate the AFR to ideal, the Honda's ideal, but it'll run a little bit lean, especially in the US. All right, I'm gonna pause right there because that is completely true. It will, it absolutely will, and that is the only thing that it will do is as far as correcting a few minor things, but nothing too in deep. Based on the MAP sensor, the manifold air pressure sensor, but you have to hold on there. We do not recommend going any further with the stock ECU. In fact, even with a new exhaust, you'll begin to hear some pops and bangs coming out of the muffler. There's a few people that have actually commented on some of the Facebook pages as well, having this issue. Here it is also explained as to why. I just came across a few posts today actually, but there's your answer. So this is a disarrange of the AFR already happening. Also, it limits the revs too early, 9,000 RPMs, which is pretty frustrating. So you'll need a new tuner to scale it up from there. Important to say that the Athlon ECU is not a piggyback like the EJK fuel fuel controller. All right. So it will offer a big set of possibilities for mapping the AFR, which is your air-fuel ratio, of your bike. Ignition timing, altitude, temperature offsets, idle, start, rev limiter, and much more tuning. It also offers nice features like a two-step, which is like your launch control, okay? Some of the 250Rs have that. It's the same exact thing. Shift light, which is actually your engine kill button light. Yeah, that thing lights up now. It's so cool. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I don't look at it too much, but it's just cool that it does happen. Turning engine braking on or off. Yes, that's probably gonna blow a lot of minds right there just from me saying that. Turning your engine braking on or off. It does have a built-in hour meter, a data logger, and a lot more. And you know what? All of that from the palm of your hand. The Athlon ECU has Bluetooth connection and works through its apps, which is available for iOS and Android. And now finally we have the English version of the app. I'll pause right there before I finish out their last couple sentences. That app is absolutely phenomenal. I've been out riding. If I've got to make a minor adjustment, I just take my phone, I'll put it inside my Camelback or something, and I'll pull it out if I had to make a minor adjustment while I was riding. So convenient, and it's instant. All right. And don't worry, we know that creating a map from scratch is hard work, so we'll send you the ECU preloaded with maps and very close to your bike's needs. The only thing you'll have to do is fine tune using simple controls if needed. So you just have to dial it in. By the way, Justin has already recorded a guide to video for the video to help those who need a quick start, and it's super complete. Must watch. I appreciate that. Yes, I do have the video out there showing you guys as far as what you'll want to do. I'm not going to go into that right now. That's not what this is about. Go check it out. It'll help you guys get set up. If anybody has any other questions, I'll have a video later, which will probably be later this weekend for anybody else that's gotten the ECU. I'm going to walk you guys through a few other steps. So I do appreciate that. But yes, we will have the resources out there for you guys. We're not going to leave you guys high and dry, okay? Next question, 6. Keeping on with the ECU, I've asked, you also offer 6 preset maps on the ECU, okay? What are some of the differences in these maps? Yes, we know that there are different blends and mixes of gasoline, not only in the US, but also in Brazil. We'll firstly choose the map based upon your setup. We also always preload the ECU with 6 variations of the same map. So there will be a standard map based on Brazilian blend, which adds 27 to 30% of ethanol to the gasoline. Not to say the corrupted gas stations add much more ethanol without our consent. That's very true. Very true. The standard map is the one with any percent. Is the one without any percent increment. Sorry. The standard map is the one without any percent increment. In its name, all maps have an ID like 598, 601, etc. And write to their ID the percentage amount, either plus or minus. For example, if you're seeing a 598 V15, 598 means the ID for the stock bike equipped with a sport exhaust and with the airbox mod. The 598 V15 minus 4% is that same exact map, just 4% less injection overall right from the start. Okay, guys? So I'll pause right there. When you see your -2, -6, -4, that is just as far as the leaner, just some of the variations that they do set you guys up with. There are minor adjustments that you will have to make, okay? Which my other video that I will post will also kind of go a little bit more into depth, and that's a hit or miss. Sometimes you may not, but every single bike is going to be different, y'all. Okay, so you cannot go to your buddy to your left and right and say, hey, well, what are you running? Let me try it out. Yeah, you can, but you're probably going to touch it again. Okay, you will adjust a few things. But once you have your best map selected, you can build up from it, doing some fine tuning if needed, like adjusting your idle, start, or even adding and removing fuel over 3 ranges in a very simple control called Carburetor Simulator. And he stole my thunder there, actually. So that's actually what my other video was actually going to be about, is as far as the Carburetor Simulator, kind of walking you guys through a few other things to adjust from there. I'll walk you guys through it as far as on the other video. But yes, guys, you can do it all with it. You can do it all. All right. Now, number 7. All right, guys, we're almost done with this, and we will open it up for you guys. But number 7, I have gotten a few looks, some wild looks, man, of what in the hell did I do as far as my airbox lid, okay? So number 7, let's get into this. Airbox mod time, all right? And this one's free 99, okay? This one's on the house from Force Cam themselves. Now, some of you will see the airbox lid being completely removed, such as my bike. This is my question. Why is it important to tear it all the way open versus just cutting in a small section out for any of the doubters out there? some of the kits you buy or some of the just notching out that you'll do as far as with a razor blade and just notching out a small little, rectangular section. I'm guilty of it too. If y'all have been with me from the beginning, you know damn well I did it too, okay? So this is gonna help clear some of that stuff up, all right? Answer. Very good question. Many CRF 250F owners think that the airbox opening causes no difference at all, but that is not simply true. We have tested it on the dyno with the bike completely stock, including the stock exhaust, and the performance increased almost 1 horsepower by completely removing the airbox lid. It is a free, out-of-the-box, nice performance increase you can have. If you take a look at the CRF 230F airbox, its original opening is a lot wider than the 250F for a much simpler engine. Just 2 valves and a lower volume capacity. Why is that? We don't really know why Honda went this way, but the truth is, if the original opening greatly bottlenecks even the standard stock bike, let alone the upgraded bike with camshafts or even big bore kits, there's no point investing in a kit to upgrade performance or bottleneck or kill it completely by keeping the airbox closed at all, even with just small apertures. All right. Here in Brazil, there are thousands and thousands of these bikes running around with the lid completely removed with no issues at all. It is a very safe zone. We've tested this a lot. No worries with this mod. Also, because the airbox won't be wide open to the atmosphere, the bike seat will still cover it. That is true, y'all. So the last ride that I did, obviously, it had just big rainstorm the night before, okay? And I was kind of, when they talked to me and told me, said, hey, no, what in the hell are you doing? Rip that thing open. Rip it open, take it off. I mean, you seen the 250R, airbox, it's completely open up top. That's true. I had nothing in there. All right, the air filter, as they had told me, I was a doubter. Look, it is going to, it's going to do its job, okay? As far as that air filter, all right? It's going to keep everything out. I took mine back. I had very minimal dirt, even on the filter itself. A little bit of residue in there. Guess what? You clean it, all right? Has nothing to do with as far as opening that. It's not going to hurt a single thing. All right, number 8. Last one, and we are going to open this up for y'all, all right? Last question we have asked Force Cam is, we talked a little before, but have some others here. We're gonna go ahead and throw a plug out right now, all right, on their exhaust that is available. So, as some of you guys may know, there is a monography of their exhaust on the Facebook pages and all as well. We'll go ahead and read this response here. Oh, nice call. I've posted a monography of our exhaust in the CRF 250F Facebook's biggest community. But let's sum it up. Exhausts are not just a device to drive the smoke out of your nose or do some nice sounding, stylish entities for your bike, all right? They are beforehand performance devices. Lengths of them, the diameters, the shapes, all sorts of dimensions that are super important to taking advantage of pressure waves and help the engine not only blow out unwanted gases faster, but also to help the engine get more air-fuel mixture in a cycle. In order to do this, they use a, Dynamation 6 engine simulator for the pipe's design. And we've got a very, very nice product. Our exhaust is one of the best performance-wise, you can be sure. And be free to try it out against others. Especially when combined with their camshafts, which were applied in the calculators. It is designed to place the pressure waves in sync as much as possible with the camshaft overlap, all right? Which maximizing the flow into the cylinder. But even the stock cam can take advantage of this exhaust system. Also, you'll have a very nice finished product that they have partnered with Bell Parts for the construction of their exhaust. Now, it is important to say that it is not the same exhaust as the Bell Parts. They have hired Bell Parts only to manufacture the exhaust that they have designed. You can find this exhaust on their website and in the links that will be in the descriptions. So we have the best of both worlds, performance and finishing. And although I'm suspect to say it sounds very cool, all of this costing you half of the price of a Yoshi. That is true. Y'all know I'm running a Yoshi, all right? That is true, all right? I am running a Yoshi, so that is completely true, and I do plan on running and testing as far as their exhaust as well, okay? So, I'm not going to say anything more on that. There is more as far as being in the works on that as well. So, we are going to go ahead and turn this over to you guys as far as in the chat for answering any questions. Hopefully you guys have got a few things you may want to ask as they are in this chat, and they will answer it for you now. Let's see here. Oh yeah, another thing. Yeah, don't buy. Yep, don't buy bullshit. Like, yep, big bore exhaust. Yep, exactly. Yep. That is, yeah, the dimensions do. And here's one thing I will go ahead and throw out here on that, with Force Cam shouting that out, is the diameter. It does matter, okay? As far as you'll see some exhausts, you know, that may be the same dimension all the way back. Whew, terrible idea, all right? Terrible idea. You'll notice that the really good exhausts, if they're really, really good, they actually have a gradual increase as far as, you know, as it moves down the bike in different sections, okay? That's all I'm gonna say on that. You guys will just have to stay tuned for more on that, or go check out those CRF 250F Facebook pages, all right? They did a real good job of jotting all their stuff down in there, as well as dyno sheets, y'all. So there are a ton of resources out there. So let's see. Any questions at all? I know Force Cam, I know you guys have been monitoring as far as the chat. Okay, you got is the 310 kit the same install as the 275 kit? Answer is gonna be yes. Yes for that. I know Force Cam, you can just make sure that I'm speaking as far as the correct information here, but yes, it is going to be the same exact install. The install as far as plug and play and what I had uploaded before as far as the install goes, it's pretty straightforward, guys. Just make sure you do not do two things, okay? Don't do two things. Is number one, don't break a stud, and number two, release as far as the tensioner on your cam chain tensioner. Yeah, deactivate it before you end up doing that, putting everything back together. Otherwise you bust a cam chain. That's all jokes on me, okay? All crap that I did. So if you missed those, yeah, those videos are out there. Let's see here. Jake's quad vlogs. How often do I do live streams? Never, to answer your question. Never, not one. I don't have a lot of high quality, super high quality videos out there. I'll hate on absolutely, you know, when I mess up on something. I'll go ahead and tell you, I do not do live streams hardly at all. This is actually the second one that I've ever done. So I'll go ahead and leave you there with that one. Did the big bore kit make a night and day difference from Mark? Yes. Yes, it absolutely did. I will go ahead and tell you guys, I know I have not put an official review video out here for you guys on that kit since I've ran it and did a minor little dial in on here. There's a significant amount of power gains. I mean, I let my buddy on it as well, and it absolutely blew his mind. It absolutely blew his mind. It's more so, what's crazy is it was so wet outside that the ground, obviously being saturated and all, we were neck and neck. He's got a bone stock 250F with a 48 tooth rear sprocket. I had so much power, he could just grip instantly. I had so much power and torque that I could not grip. Even when I just blew by him or started pulling, as soon as I hit those higher RPMs, I still wasn't gripping, okay? I still had no traction, but I still just absolutely pulled away like crazy. Yes, it is an insane amount of difference that it does make. You can hear it. I mean, put yourself behind the seat of one of those things, it's wild. Just installed the Athlon ECU on your 250F with the airbox mod and exhaust. Makes a tons of difference. Awesome. Yep, it absolutely does. Just with as far as an exhaust in your airbox mod, some of the feedback that I've gotten as well, just from helping a few folks out with fine tuning their stuff as well, is as far as definitely higher rev limiter too. Definitely a nice spectrum as far as the power goes that it distributes it, and just so much more opportunity that you can do with it. It's wild. Will there be any updates to the app in the future? Good one for ForceCam, to answer exactly what their updates are going to be. I've talked with them a little bit about that as well. Well, they shared with me a lot of stuff. And huge shout out, man, also to you guys, ForceCam. I really appreciate it too. From the moment that I got the kit and told them, I was like, you know, look, I've seen a lot of the specs and the dyno sheets, things like that. You know, I've seen a lot of the reviews that I translated and all from Brazil. I looked up a lot of race footage. As soon as I got the kit and was working on installing it, man, I got reassured, hey, we are pushing out the English version to you guys. You know, I'm working on it. And it went from, I think they originally said like, hey, it should be out in like 3-4 weeks, something like that. And then I think like 2 days later, shot me a message, said, hey, it'll be out next week. And then next thing you know, it was just a couple days later. So they got that thing out pretty quick, and it was absolutely awesome. Great timing for me to snap a stud and break a cam chain, because by the time I had everything already back together, their English version was out. Let's see, be any updates? Oh, yep, got that one. Yes, customer service. I will go ahead and say it, and obviously not just because ForceCam is on here, okay? They're absolutely top notch. I mean, obviously I talk to them on a daily basis, all right? You know, yes, I get it. But any of you guys need anything, okay? They're there to answer it, I mean, at any point, okay? They will end up answering it. Let's see here, we got a few others. Have I ridden a 125F? Yes, I have ridden a 125F, and my son, who I'm not sure if he's actually on this feed, he's in Maryland, he actually has a DRZ 125 as well. But yes, I have been on the 125F. It's absolutely, you're correct, David. It is wild for what they've raced as far as in Brazil, man. So they've sent me some videos and all to watch as well, of just some of their MX races. Like it looks so fun, because it's similar to like one of the ones that he had sent me was similar to like an outdoor, like a national track, essentially like MX national track, but it was about the size of a supercross track. But the layout and all was just like a national track. It was so wild, man, watching these bikes, these 250Fs just rip through there. It is absolutely wild. And most of those are running the, I believe they had told me the 310 as well as the 360 kits. I mean, they're monsters. All right, Denver, got my bike idling like a charm. Once it's warmed up, cold starting, takes a little throttle feathering. That's what mine does as well, brother. Yeah, as far as with you could adjust a few things. There are a few things that you can adjust on the app to help fix that, as far as your, oh man, I don't have my app fully pulled up. I'm recording on my phone. I'll get with you. My other video is going to cover this as well, but there are a few other things. And ForceCam, you could probably go ahead and answer that one as well. Let's see. Yeah, he's saying, yeah. Temp offset, as far as I'm tracking, and ForceCam can correct me if I'm wrong, temperature offset with the cold startup, it's not really going to matter too much. As far as getting you a little bit more fuel in there, that's what I'm thinking as far as, yeah, your cold startups is what you need. And I apologize, I can't pull up my app. I'm recording you guys right now. Recording myself right now with my app there on my phone. But there is a setting that you can adjust, as well as, if you are experienced as far as getting it going, you have your low, mid, under that carburetor setting that he had mentioned. Oh man, where was it? He had stole my thunder on that. That's what he did when he answered that. Don't mind me, just browsing through here. It'd be a lot easier if I had this app pulled up, man. I've gotten so familiar with that app. Unfortunately, I don't have it memorized. But you do have a low, mid, and a high range. You can actually up as far as your low range, as far as for your fuel injection, just to get it up there as well, as far as for your idle and stuff and kicking in a little bit sooner. But yeah, Denver, I can hit you up as well. Yeah, raise the idle valve a little bit more. Yep. Yep, I had to raise mine actually not too long ago. Let's see, what else we got here? David, yep, no problem at all, man. This is whatever questions you guys have for these folks, man, fire away, for real. When do you recommend maintenance, like pistons, shims, cylinders, gaskets, things like that? So essentially like a new top-end rebuild, as far as that kind of thing, I'm guessing is what Dylan's asking here. Let's see. Yeah, a cheat sheet that tells you what each option is in the app. Yeah. And now my next video that I will push out here, I do promise, I will have things broken down a little bit better, as far as just getting. So my first video where I did the side-by-side comparison with the Athlon ECU, okay, I ended up just screen sharing, and that was just to get you basically started. Essentially, your very bottom of the barrel mods. Now you will have to do some minor tweaking from there just to get things kind of dialed in a little bit more and get in the groove of it. So I will absolutely, in the next video, I'll be showing you guys and sharing with you exactly what those few little items are. And I will go ahead and I will work on getting a cheat sheet together as well. And what I'll do is I will drop that file in the community section on the YouTube channel, okay? So that way you guys could pull it up just as, like I did with the torque specs for the bike. Probably like, I don't know, 9 months ago. I'll do the same thing for something as far as getting you guys started as well. Just for some basic stuff that you guys can tweak and tune as well. Okay, so for Dylan's question where he had asked as far as the maintenance, which is essentially similar like a rebuild. Rebuild kit as far as, you know, checking as far as your pistons, valve clearance, things like that. Because I know with a race bike, you know, that's actually a really good question because, you know, with race bikes, when I had like my 450, or even heck, when I raced quads and had my LTR 450s and all, I mean, heck, it was like every few months, man. I mean, with as hard as I rode it, it was like every few months, man, I was checking that. Let's see. Every 50 hours, yeah, if you're racing MX and stuff like they do Brazil. Yeah, obviously you're at a heck of a lot higher RPM range there versus the trail. Yeah, exactly. That's actually a good point there from Force Cam as well. For trails, anything as far as XC racing, anything like that, yeah, your lower RPMs, which is obviously, we've got a few races coming up here, and that bike is an absolute tractor, y'all. So anybody that worried about the tractor ability, that 250F, you do not lose it. If anything, you increase it. That thing is more of a tractor now. It's just got so much grunt, man. It's great. But yeah, something like that, I'll be honest, I'll probably check just my valve clearance and all, probably at around like 100 hours. Unless I notice something else going on with it, I'll give you guys probably like a 100-hour check-in, which I love that the app and everything in the ECU, it does track my hours too, as far as on the bike, so I don't need to worry about putting anything on it. So that's another good thing. Yeah, new rear tire. I know, and I just replaced mine finally. I put a new 110 rear tire on there. So. Yeah, and that's actually a really good point by Force Cam too. What they just stated about as far as them running them in the hottest places and no issues as far as heating, overheating and all, being air cooled. That's a very good point, man. With me running it, I haven't gotten over but like maybe 100 and some degrees Celsius when I was out riding for hours. I mean, hours. And my races are only 2 to 3 hours. So I was out, half a day, no issue at all. Denver, how much are the worked heads? Good question. Good question. How much are the worked heads? I'm not done with the 250F. Obviously, anybody that's been, kind of showing or following along with me has known that I'm usually never done with this 250F. So it may be a 275 right now. It'll only go up from there. Maybe run a 310 race. We'll see how I do this year with the 275. We've also got the other 250F too. So bone stock, who knows? We may play with a few things and test those out. But yeah, as far as how much the worked heads are, they're working on getting that for you here. Denver. He's never satisfied. Oh yeah, that's my son in here. Yeah, or no, that's Carrie. Oh, yep, KSR, that's Carrie. That's my buddy Carrie. Yep, he's never satisfied. Yeah, well, I wouldn't say I'm never satisfied. I just always like to go bigger, go better, toy new things out. And that's the other 250 right there. Yeah, this guy KSR. Yeah, that's the other 250 there. Yeah, live sessions more often. Yeah, I maybe once I get like fiber at my house. My last live stream, I'm honestly pretty impressed because, well, I am at my buddy's house, sitting on his couch while he's at work, but but yeah, my last one, I think it dropped out 3 times before I finally had a solid little pixelated internet connection. $720 US, brand new for the head with valves. That's actually, yeah, that's a very solid deal right there for a brand new, fully, ported head and valves. And just remember to say, not bigger valves. We already went over that. If y'all missed it, just tuning in, we did cover 8 questions, all right? So you guys can look back through this chat and see all the questions and the answers that ForceCam has been pushing out here, and we've been helping to just kind of, as far as speak it out loud for some of the folks. We did have 8 questions in the very beginning that we asked these guys if you guys had just tuned in. So make sure you check those out too. We've got all the kit options that are out there for it, the horsepower gains that you would expect to get from each one of the setups that you want to run. Yeah, we covered a whole bunch of stuff. So if anybody did miss it just tuning in, go back. You guys can check that out too. Where he's at is, oh yeah. Yeah, I got a caveman. Yep, that is true. Holding a rock dish satellite. Yes, thank you, Carrie, for that. I do appreciate it. You're giving a little bit too much credit there for my internet service at my house in the mountains. I don't think it's quite that good. We'll be able to order from the website in the future. Ah, that's a good one too. And Dylan, does the air fin thing from Hyperlight that they sell make a difference in cooling? I'm sure ForceCam could probably answer this a little bit better. I know a lot of that is kind of just really aesthetics. I believe that it really just helps direct the air. And honestly, I'm just gonna look at it this way as far as having like fins. As far as just having fins where like a radiator would go, directing air in, I would figure that if it's open, air is getting everywhere as it is. I think that may be more of an aesthetic thing. I could be wrong though. But I think as far as those fins go, it may just be something just directional wise, just to help direct it. Yeah, so for now, guys, as far as your orders, since ForceCam is still working, obviously everybody knows, okay, they're tuned in right now from Brazil. So international orders, a little tricky. That's why I've thrown out in every single one of my videos. You guys will also, I know a lot of you guys have used it as far as the, obviously getting your orders. So I do appreciate that. Make sure you guys do let them know, you know, where you guys found their links and stuff. Let them know that guy sent you. But you guys will find, as far as in the descriptions, as well as this when I'm done, the link. Just shoot them an email if anybody is interested. If anybody has any more questions, you can either reach out to myself or them. If you guys need questions answered as far as help dialing in your ECU, things like that, feel free to reach out to me as well, guys. But I will say, ForceCam, they do get back to you guys very fast. All right. So yeah, just send them an email for now, as far as for your guys' sales and stuff like that. Anything that you guys may be interested in, anything you want to purchase and all, they'll hook you guys up, man. Express shipping, it gets there quick. I mean fast. So you guys will find that stuff on my description, as well as links to my full kit, what kit I've got. Also running their heavy duty clutch kit as well that they offer, which is a Honda part. That thing makes a huge difference with that power that it makes now. I appreciate you, brother. No, it's no problem at all. I'm not a professional, not a professional by any means. As far as when it comes to recording stuff, obviously, sitting on a couch here, just got this thing pointed right at my face, but I know we had some technical issues and stuff like that with having ForceCam side by side, but that's okay. We're gonna make sure that this happened for you guys. So if you guys do go back and rewatch a lot of this stuff, when you see that the live chat box maybe has disappeared, all right, just swipe to the right. It'll ask you if you want to see the live chat screening and stuff, so you guys can look back through all this stuff. Yeah, ForceCam hat. Hey, yeah, what's up with mine too? What's up with mine? I need one. Let's see, can you buy your own head off Rocky Mountain ATV instead of straight from Honda? Might be cheaper. Yeah, taxes and all would absolutely destroy them. From Rocky Mountain, Dylan, yeah, coming over there, and then customs and stuff, and then the taxes they'd have to pay on top of that from buying over here. Yeah, those taxes are, yeah. Uncle Sam, yep, Uncle Sam will get their piece, you best believe. Need that swag. Yes, we do. Yep. Need to work on my video editing and stuff like that, man. I'm sure you guys have seen a lot of other channels out there, man. They got awesome editing. I'm pretty jealous of it, not gonna lie, man. We'll get there one day, but we've only had the channel up now for, I think we actually, yeah, this month has actually been a year. So Brazilian taxes are insane. Yeah, Brazil taxes, yeah, they are. They're pretty wild, man. But I know we're hitting at an hour here. For anybody else, just want to go ahead and reach out real quick. If you guys do have anything else, go ahead and slap it in here. I appreciate every single one of y'all, man, for sticking it out right now. If you guys aren't subscribed and you're still hanging in here for this long, there's something wrong with you. You need to go ahead and subscribe. Do me a favor. But yeah, we will try and get together as far as doing a little bit more live stuff with ForceCam and all. Especially as their products, man, they're still working on stuff in the mix. I'm not saying nothing. So, but regardless, y'all stay posted too on the channel and all. And as soon as stuff, you know, gets released and all, I promise you guys, I will push it out there for you. Now, I'm actually, believe it or not, Denver, all of my editing that I have done has been straight from my tablet. It has been, or from my phone. So this was a little bit of a chaotic, my internet was acting up. I was going to try and do it from my house, but anyway, it didn't work out. My internet was going in and out, so I rushed over here to my buddy's place, and luckily he went off to work. He was gracious enough to lend me his living room here so I could get this knocked out for everybody. Yeah, absolutely, brother, anytime. But yeah, I could use some tips and tricks, Denver. Absolutely, man. I'd love to hit it to old Tanner status, man. Adventure Daily. Golly, man. He does some sick stuff. So actually, yeah, I'd give a plug out there for him. Not like anybody here is probably not subscribed to him already. Shoot, I'm way down there on the totem pole, man. But gosh, he does some wicked stuff. But hey, I guess that's going to pretty much wrap stuff up. Force Cam, hey, I appreciate you guys for being here and doing this with us. I know you guys are a couple hours ahead of us as well. So it is probably pushing bedtime there. It's pretty dark out here. I greatly appreciate this and you coming on and doing this with us. Next time, maybe we could be side by side here and get we'll do an update video and stuff for anybody. I greatly do appreciate y'all. Please be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, subscribe. I promise you guys, we're not done yet. We have got a very close relationship here we have built with Force Cam. These guys are fabulous, man. Even stuttered on my fabulous there. So that just shows how great it is. But stay tuned, guys. We have our race season coming up. My first race of the year is going to be actually a GNCC round 4 at Old Gray in Monterey, Tennessee. If you guys are in that area, want to be in that area, hell, come on out, man. We'll throw some beers back or something after, of course, the race. Then we've got a US Sprint Enduro the week after in Maryland. So we are going to really put this bike to the test, y'all. I'm not going to promise any podiums, but we're going to see what we can't bring out. Maybe we could get a podium. Who knows? I'm just not going to set my standards too high, but we are going to absolutely find out. We're going to rip it. So regardless, hey, about to sign off. I appreciate y'all greatly. Force Cam, thank you so much. We'll be in touch. I'm sure we will probably talk here shortly after this. If anybody's got anything, y'all know where to find me. YouTube, Facebook, whatever. Apparently there's people out there that can get a hold of my number. So hey, toss it out, man. Shoot me a text. We'll be in touch. But I appreciate y'all greatly. If it's anything pertaining to Force Cam 2, feel free to reach out to these guys. All the links will be in the description in just a little bit. But yeah, hey, we'll catch y'all on the next go around. Appreciate y'all greatly. We'll see you. Force Cam, we'll talk to y'all in a bit. Thank y'all so much.